South Bend was always a great community to bring your kids up in. People stick together here, and they help each other out, even when times are as tough as they've been for some of us the last few years. A good friend of mine, C.R. Heckerman, feels that way about the area too. A while back, he began thinking about a way to give back, to help people focus on the good things about this town. So he reached out to his family and friends about what he could do. And it turns out that each one of them also had a story about how great it was to grow up in Michiana. He discovered a whole circle of friends who wanted to give back as well and show gratitude for their hometown community. Since most of them are just like CR, musicians and singers and pickers and poets and writers, he decided the most fun thing would be to put together a benefit concert and support a charity that was making a difference in people's lives. It was all volunteer, and we made it up as we went along. We started with the name Everybody Has a Story, because everybody does, and every story is important.
Looking out over the St. Joe River, you can't help but feel its energy. Reminds me of the same feelings you get with life and with music. Hi, I'm Dan Waterhouse. I'm a storyteller and a volunteer with a new community organization called Everybody Has a Story. And South Bend is my hometown. It all came together here at the Century Center on the river in September of 2014. We called the concert Everybody Has a Story, and we showcased great musical acts with Michiana in their DNA. We also invited along a few new friends, folks who inspired us with their community service. Most of all, we put a spotlight on a truly wonderful charity group we chose to be our concert beneficiary, the 360 Project. They help at-risk kids in juvie learn life skills with discipline and love, pairing them with shelter dogs that need just a little training and TLC. Kind of ambitious, you say? And did we make it? Well, come on and see for yourself. So let's get started. Let's meet the executive director of Everybody Has a Story, the man who decided to bring his story home back here to his own hometown, and this all happened. Ladies and gentlemen, C.R. Heckerman.
We put together this variety show in support of the 360 Project tonight because we aim to celebrate South Bend by informing and entertaining people in our community. Whenever I return to my river town, I drive myself round and round. It's like driving through a lost and found. I stand alone on the old playground. Through the joys and sorrows I recall, the laughter leaps, the teardrops fall. It's true we grieve because we love was the greatest gift of all. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a song. Every story tells a mighty tale. Everybody sings along. Everybody has a story. Every story is a song. Found in every home. The work of saints is largely unknown. No one stands when they enter the room. They are not cheered on a cold Sunday afternoon. And among them those unrecognized, if I spoke their names, you might be surprised. They do not suffer the sin of pride. You see them quiet folks, very dignified. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a song. Every story tells a mighty tale. Everybody sings along. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a song. Everybody has a story. Come and sing along. Boys and girls, thank you, gentlemen. Folks, we'd like to start the evening off talking about something a little bit that we can all relate to. And for this year, we've decided that thing is going to be the river. And then to do that, I snagged my old high school chum and lifelong friend, Mr. Keith Taylor. Come on up, Keith.
So this is called An Introduction to Modern Greek in South Bend, Indiana, 1967. Quince and pomegranate, sage, rosemary. I didn't know anyone who even knew what those things were. So at Benner's Market on Michiana Avenue, right next to our new temple, the Gospel Center United Missionary Church, I bought pistachio nuts, a product of Greece, and Welch's white grape juice. I carried them like holy food to Potawatomi Park, where at picnic tables below oaks, I read Zorba the Greek. I was 15, and there had never been a loneliness or a longing as exquisite as mine. I wandered over dusty hills in Crete, slaking my thirst with Welch's. I sauntered through dark alleys in the medieval town on roads built by the Knights Hospitaller after Saladin conquered Jerusalem, and smelled souvlaki grilling over fire, eating pistachios to satisfy my hunger. When lake effect snow began to drift down from the sullen skies above South Bend, I discovered Odysseus Elytus and learned that in those poems was some new place. But I walked there in the sun on a beach sprinkled with white and black pebbles, with a slightly older, dark-haired, olive-skinned woman who whispered just above the Aegean's gentle wash, "Thalassa, Thalassa, Thalassa." Thank you. Thanks to CR.
Even though some of our performers had known each other all through school, sometimes it was years since they'd played together. Still, it all comes back so easy. Here are Kevin Hanlon, Uncle John Pottis, and Judy Bird picking through White Oak Swamp.
Uncle John
you.
Pottis.
Uncle John, thank you much.
All right, thank you.
The concert also featured players who have been performing together for decades, like the master guitarists of the Mendoza duo, Dean Wax and Andrew Peck. concert roster featured several South Bend natives who listened to the music in their hearts and followed it to win success as professional musicians, such as composer and professor of music theory at SMU, Kevin Hanlon.
Sometimes I return to the town I was born, at once familiar and strange. Things I thought permanent have been torn down, removed or rearranged. Oh, gone, baby, gone. Trees in the backyard, the pool down the street, gone, baby, gone. The neighborhood lighthouse, our rockin' retreat, gone, baby, gone. Oh, gone, baby, gone. I once had a sweetheart, lived up on the hill, gone, baby, gone. Light wintry footsteps, not minding the chill, gone, baby, gone. I was just gone for a moment, it seems. The things I thought constant reduced now to dreams. Sometimes in those dreams she waits for me still, gone, baby, gone. Oh, gone, baby, gone. The fields of honor lie empty and dark, gone, baby, gone. We played down in Bremen, sometimes in the park, gone, baby, gone. Oh, missed more than anything else from this place, your ready laughter, your smiling face. Gone, baby, gone.
Folks, now I'd like to bring on two people active in our community, Becky Kaiser and Gail Dantzler. Becky, you were very involved in the most recent legislation dealing with pets. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, South Bend had very antiquated animal control ordinances, and they were very hard to enforce. So the last year was spent with a large group of people who were very committed to making sure we had very good animal control ordinances and that our South Bend Animal Care and Control Facility could enforce those rules. It was a long and arduous process, but the Huffington Post gave us national acclaim after we were done by saying South Bend, Indiana's changes to the animal control ordinances are what good animal law should look like.
Fantastic. You started up an organization which assists people in the care of their animals. Do you want to tell us what the basic mission is?
Yes, the Franz Fund began operating in 2007, and what we do is provide basic veterinary care to low-income families.
You started this foundation because of the work of a very special person to you. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, that was my husband, Franz Dantzler. Franz was the longest-serving employee of the Humane Society of the United States. He worked for them for 43 years. He personally was responsible for rescuing, protecting untold thousands of animals. He was for 10 years in his career, he was the National Director for Investigations and conducted investigations into every conceivable form of animal cruelty, everything from animal fighting to exotic bird smuggling to the mistreatment of wild horses in the West. He ran 4 regional offices for the HSUS all over the country, had a remarkable career with them.
He even worked undercover at one time.
Undercover many times, and he also taught law enforcement to law enforcement agencies.
I had to laugh a little bit when we were talking about this because he was like 6'7".
Right.
So he might be noticed after a while.
His undercover career was fairly brief.
Yeah.
And everybody has a story. Welcome some new musical friends, like this local legend of a family band called Kennedy's Kitchen.
I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon the leyland, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In the spring we sow and the harvest mow. That's how the seasons round they go. How but of all the times to choose I may, we'll go rambling in the new mown hay. For I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon the leyland, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In the winter when the skies are grey, we'll hedge and we'll stitch our times away. How about in summer when the sun shines gay, we'll go rambling in the new mown hay. For I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon the leyland, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. For I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon the leyland, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay.
That's John Kennedy singing for you there. Two, three.
Now, I have a story for you. It's just a simple and true one. It's about the things that are most important to us. And I like to call it little miracles. You see, in the winter of 1963, I was 8 years old, and my mother had been pacing back and forth through that old rundown rental house we had down by the warehouse district. And you could just see the weariness on her face and hear the stress in her voice when she asked my big sister what we should do. Now, my big sister was only 5 years older than me, but at 13, she was the closest thing my mother had to an adult that she could talk to. You see, we'd been waiting for 2 days for my dad to come home with some money for food and coal and hopefully enough to get the electricity back on. You see, waiting became sort of a way of life for us after our older brother Dickie passed away and Dad chose drinking over family. Well, I could see that she was about to cry, so I took my younger brother and my little sister on up the stairs to my room. The baby stayed in her arms where she could keep him warm. My brother Scott and I were wearing our winter coats, and we just finished scraping our names in the window frost with our fingernails, and we saw a car roll around the corner and slowly come down the hill to a stop in front of our house. Now, we didn't recognize that big old 58 Burgundy Buick with the chrome visor and a matching grill that turned down into a frown. But we could see there was a man and woman in the front seat and another couple in the back. Well, that rear door swung open and out spilled loud laughter along with my old man. I crept down the hall to the top of the stairs and heard my mom say that she'd been worried about him. She thought maybe something happened to him. And then she murmured something that I couldn't make out. And then I heard him in a real clear voice say, "What money? I ain't got no money. I just came home to change my shirt." I heard him stepping onto the stairs, so I ducked back into my room. And I listened as he opened his dresser drawer and then slammed it again. And then through the crack of the door, I saw him come back out into the hall and go back down the stairs. In an injured tone, my mom asked about that woman in the back seat of the Buick. Well, he fumbled for an excuse, and he said that it was the wife of so-and-so, and they were just giving her a ride home. Heard the front door slam and looked out the window, and I saw him crawl into the back seat of that Buick with that woman and watched it slowly roll on down the hill. Well, that night we had pears for supper that he'd brought home from somewhere the month before. In the bottom of that crate, there were still a few good ones, and the ones that weren't so great, we just cut the brown spots out and ate them anyway. Well, bad turned to worse when a Arctic chill came down from the north and the temperatures dropped to a dangerous low. We were afraid the water pipes were going to freeze and burst. Well, my sister stepped up with 50 cents she'd earned babysitting, and she said, "Mama, Danny and I could go down to the coal yard and we could get enough fuel to keep the house from freezing overnight." Now, it would have been really nice to have maybe some bread and milk, but it wasn't going to happen, not tonight. So we got our sled and a bushel basket, and off we went. Our teeth were chattering before we even reached the corner. We made the turn, and that icy wind was just biting our cheeks and stinging our ears. It didn't take me long to fall behind, because I looked up at a window, and I saw a big Christmas tree. And there stood a man in just his shirt sleeves holding the baby up to admire those beautiful decorations. Well, my sister noticed that I wasn't behind her anymore, and she stomped back through that snow to get me. You see, I was sort of a constant irritation to her. Yep, she said that I was born wearing rose-colored glasses, and I came out with a head full of nothing but silly daydreams. And there I was. I was about to reach full glow from this Norman Rockwell moment, and she came up behind me and cuffed me in the back of the head. Wake up. Stop your stupid daydreaming and come on. So I hurried up along behind her. When we got down to the coal yard, the gates were closed for the night. And under a street light stood a great big red steel box that looked to me like a giant soda machine. Well, my sister stepped up to it. She took off her mittens and she got out her quarters and she dropped them in the slot and she turned the knob, and down the chute, coal was supposed to slide into my waiting basket. But nothing happened. Desperately, she rattled that knob and she pounded on the front of that thing and nothing. She tried it again. Nothing. Well, her little head went down. Her shoulders came up and she began to sob. I said, Jan, what's the matter? She said, that stupid machine. It took our money, but it kept the coal. Now we've got nothing. I am so sick of living like this. Well, seeing her so hopeless made me feel sick and empty inside, and I rushed up and I hugged her as tight as I could. And there was nothing warm between us but the tears running down her face. How long we stood there under that street light in the swirling wind and snow, I couldn't tell you. And then finally she pushed me away. And she said, we might as well go home now. There's nothing else we can do. And angrily, she kicked at the snow and uncovered 3 pieces of coal. So I moved the snow to the side with my foot and uncovered some more. Jan, look by the gate. There's more. So we ran over and started gathering it up. And our spirits started burning and brighter as we found a piece over here and a chunk over there, and soon our basket overflowed with more coal than we would have ever got for the 50 cents that was still stuck inside that stupid machine. But she wanted her money back. She stuck out her bottom lip. She marched up to that thing. She cursed it real good and kicked it real hard. And out spilled 6 shiny quarters. Now, I don't remember how long that fire kept us warm. And I don't recall what we did with all those quarters. But I remember that night as clearly as a snapshot in a picture book. You see, we didn't always get what we wanted, but from that moment on, we treasured the gifts we had, each other. Always live with hope, recognize your gifts, and be good to one another. Thank you.
From Ann Arbor, Michigan, singer, songwriter, and longtime friend Mike Ball brought his signature brand of humor and much more to the show.
I am a student in Tiananmen Square, standing for the rights of helpless people everywhere. With a cannon in my face, but no hatred in my eyes, I will hold this ground for liberty, even if I die. What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Till the ones in power hear the word. I am a young boy in Afghanistan, fighting for the freedom of the people in my land. I will stop at nothing for the promise to be free. I will even give my life to put an end to tyranny. What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Till the ones in power hear the word. I am an immigrant in the USA. Though I try to work, I am offered little pay. I may speak another language, but still I understand that everywhere I go, I'm seen as less than a man. What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Till the ones in power hear the word. I am a black man in the East Detroit streets, trying to find the courage to throw away my heat. It's time to put an end to the gangs. It's time to make a change, because this life of violence I must rearrange. What's it gonna take? How many lives? How many voices left unheard? How many tears? How many years? Till the ones in power hear the word. Till they hear the word. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Mike Ball, ladies and gentlemen.
Some of the friends who shared their stories include community leaders active in youth outreach, like Isaac Hunt and his mentor, Perry Watson, members of the Violence Intervention and Mentorship Program known as 100 Black Men.
What impact did I have on the community of South Bend? These are the things that he talks to me about a lot. What impact are you making? Well, if it's not right, create it. So working with these young men and these young women is what I'm trying to do. We're trying to change some of their lives the same way that we do the same thing with the 100 Black Men.
And that actually brings up a great point. Harry, would you tell us a little bit about something about the 100 Black Men?
We mentor African American boys. The chapter in South Bend was started 5 years ago. The 4 pillars of the 100 Black Men are mentoring, education, health and wellness, and economic empowerment, impacting the community. The 100 Black Men stands for trying to get 100 Black men in the community to come together for that. Right now there are 65 of us, of all walks of life, from the vice provosts to car dealers to carpenters. We get together and we mentor young people.
Some of the best moments of the evening were captured in the drama of this original composition by longtime Los Angeles musician and South Bend native Jeff Urban, with a vocal accompaniment by IUSB professor of music James Boyer.
Life goes on the wheels of a song, on the journey a road has taken, on the wings of a prayer, faith and love take you there as your future and past awaken. Call it life, call it living, call it spirit, call it giving, as we share our love, as we share our gift, as we share our lives together. What's your name? What's your story? Tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. Everybody has a story as we travel down the line. Where you been? Where you going on this road that we plow? Time to celebrate your journey, starting here. us of us, we're growing. What's your name? What's your story? Tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. Everybody has a story. We traveled down the line. Where you been? Where you going? That we plow, that we plow. Time to celebrate your journey. Starting here, starting now. What's your story? What's your story? Tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. Everybody has a story. If we only find the time.
No matter how serious our intentions, it's really all about having fun. And that's what you get with South Bend's very own song diva, Judy Berg, here singing a jazzy original song called Out of Here.
Here we go. Out of here. And 1, 2, 3.
Was the kind of town a 17-year-old longs to see getting smaller in the rearview mirror, as the army recruiter knows all he has to do is whisper, I can get you out of here, out of here, where the Friday nights are measured out in beer, and you lie awake at night with just one fear, that you're never gonna make it out of here. It was the kind of love that from the moment that it's happened, everybody in the family shed a silent tear. And as the mortgages and babies grew, her garden gate was closed and she's never gonna make it out of here, out of here, waiting for the fall to disappear and watching for a morning sky so clear, but she's never gonna make it out of here. Out of was the kind of life that no one seemed to notice, completely undistinguished as the end draws near. Well, he longs to ease the pain. He's paralyzed with fear. He's just waiting for a ticket out of here, out of here, just around the bend and oh so near. And there's a lonely crowd of people who will cheer as another angel makes it out of here. Out of here. Yeah. Can we do that ending again? 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, one slip. Okay.
They're getting more excited.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Yeah.
Okay, they'll probably kick me off the stage if I... Okay, we're gonna do one more song. And this is a good friend and fellow singer-songwriter, Lenny Buck, wrote the lyric and I wrote the song out of it. Is that Lenny out there? See?
I think it was Lenny's mom.
Oh, okay. Mrs.
I heard
Buck.
it someplace.
Okay.
Mom, Dad.
Okay, this one's called Archaeology. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. As breakups go, this one came quick. It struck without a warning. No wailing sirens, no radar blips, and no blood-red sky at morning. The loss was sudden and complete, like Mount Vesuvius. The items that you left reveal what life was like for us. There's a toothbrush in my bathroom, sunglasses in my car, a raincoat in my closet, and a past and Easter card. A half a bottle of Riesling wine, red hair strands on the floor, a number on my desktop that I don't call anymore. A modern archaeologist in a modern day Pompeii, digging through a world that stopped the day you went away. A modern archaeologist in a modern day Pompeii, digging through a world that stopped the day you went away. As breakups go, this one came quick. You know it struck without a warning. No wailing sirens, no radar blips, and no blood-red sky at morning. The loss was sudden and complete, like Mount Vesuvius. The items that you left reveal what life was like for us. A modern archaeologist in a modern day Pompeii, digging through a world that stopped the day you went away. I'm a modern archaeologist in a modern day Pompeii, digging through a world that stopped
have all come together here for a very special, important cause, and I'd like to introduce you to a very special lady. Jen Goebel, would you come out and say hello to everybody? Jen is the executive director of the 360 Project.
Yes.
Now, you're a police officer and a dog lover.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about something about how that all came together into what you're doing now?
Well, I've always kind of been an animal advocate due to some personal issues that happened in my life. And being a police officer has definitely changed how I look at people. On a daily basis, I see people pretty much at their worst. Sometimes at their best, but usually it's at their worst. And just like what this is about, everybody has a story. The longer I'm in law enforcement, the more I realize everybody truly does have a story, and we really need to take time to listen to that story. And working with kids, I've found with the society that we have right now, we are doing a disservice to our children. And we're incarcerating more and more of our kids. And personally, I felt like we need to do something different because what we're doing is not working. And I met some fantastic people that helped start this program. This wasn't my idea. It's not a new idea, but I found some great people that helped me get it off the ground, and that's how 360 came to be.
On behalf of Everybody Has a Story and all of these good folks out here, we were able to do something pretty special. You are building a facility for your animals, right? And that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it takes a little bit of money. And, well, here's $7,000 toward that. This is a song, come on, folks. This is a song that I like to do when I finish an event. It's kind of a benediction written by Bob Dylan. And I'm going to do it with my old friends from Together Again, who were We Together, and we sang when we were 17 and 18. so much. That's the end of our show.